explanation video for the chapter arithmetic progressions. As students, you all know that in the previous video we went through few sums from the second exercise which was based on TN, that is finding any particular term. Okay, but in this explanation video, that means today, we are going to learn the last part of this chapter which is about SN, that is sum of n terms. So basically, let me explain you what is the meaning of sum of n terms. Suppose you have a sequence of numbers which we call as AP. So Sn means you will be finding the sum of all the numbers there, that is starting from the first term up to the last nth term, the sum of all the numbers is said to be as Sn. Let us understand this with an example here. Suppose we have a very generalized form of an AP, like we have 10, 15, 20, 25, dot. Okay, up to, let us take 100. Now 10 is the first term, so A will be 10 and D will be T2 minus T1, 15 minus 10, that is 5. Okay, and the last term Tn is, we will say the last term as Tn is equals to 100. Okay, so students, if we want to find that what is the sum of all these terms, that means I have to add 10 plus 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35 dot up to 100 that I have to add. But this will take a lot of time in doing a calculation in a very simple way or in a very general way. It will take huge amount of time. Suppose if the last term is not 100, if it is 1000, then you just imagine how much time it will be required to get the answer. So it's quite very difficult to get the sum of all the terms, especially when the total number of terms in the sequence is very huge. Okay, so for getting the sum of any AP, we have a very special formula which is Sn is equals to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this formula can be utilized or can be used for finding the sum of n terms. Okay, as you all know, A is the first term, D is the common difference, and n is the total number of terms whose sum you want to find. So as I gave one example here, you can see here in the board, the last term is 100. As I know, A is 10, D is 5. So A is known to me, D is known to me, but I don't know n. That means I don't know in this given sequence how many terms are there. So first, for finding the sum of all the terms, we need to get the total number of terms. That we can get from this one. Okay, so what is Tn? Tn equals to A plus n minus 1 into d. So it will be, as Tn will be the last term, that is 100. 100 is equals to 10 plus n minus 1 into 5. That means 90 is equals to 5n minus 5. 95 is equals to 5n. So we will get n equals to how much? 19. Okay, so that means total number of terms is 19. As you can say, 100 is the 19th term of this given sequence. So now we will easily get S19. Why 19? Because there are total 19 terms in this series. So S19 will be equals to 19 by 2, 2 into 10 plus 19 minus 1, that is 18 into D is 5. Okay, so it will be 19 by 2, 20 plus 90. That means 19 by 2 into 110. Okay, so this will give you 55. So 19 into 55, how much? 1045. Okay, so this is the sum of all the terms, that is 1045. So just with the help of one example, we have understood what is the main concept of today's video. We are going to deal with the main formula of this chapter, the second most important formula in this chapter. The first one was Tn and here it is Sn. So Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, but students, one more thing I will be explaining you here, that we can also get another formula from this formula itself. Okay, just pay your attention here, you will understand that what is that another formula. Okay, if I go on further solving this, we will write as Sn equals to n by 2 a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, as because 2a can be broken as a plus a, that means Sn is equals to n by 2 a plus tn. Why? Because a plus n minus 1 into d is said to be as tn. Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. So I can replace this complete term with only tn, and you know that we definitely take tn as the last term. Okay, tn is always taken as the nth term. As you can say, that is the last term. So the second derived formula from the first formula is Sn equals to n by 2 into a plus l. Okay, so students, depending upon the situations, depending upon the informations given in the question, okay, you can find out the sum using these two basic formulas. You have to see, you have to understand what things are given in the question, and according to that you have to use any of the two formula to get the sum of n terms. So students, these are the two important formulas which will help you to get sum of n terms. And here we have understood this with one example. So now students, we will be solving few questions from the last exercise of your chapter. Okay, and then you will be able to solve the other questions very easily. I have selected here question number 9 from exercise 5.3. Just try to understand what things are given here. If the sum of first 7 terms of NAP is 49 and that of 17 terms is 289, find the sum of first n terms. Okay, so what things are given to us? It is given that S7, sum of 7 terms is 49, then sum of 17 terms is 289, then we have to find Sn. Okay, so with this help of these two given conditions, we will be trying to find the sum of n terms. So what we will get here by the formula, we will get here 7 by 2 2a plus n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1 into d, that is 6d is equals to how much? 49. So we will get an equation from here. This I have utilized the formula Sn is equals to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. As I just said few minutes before about this formula, we will be utilizing this formula here. So here you can see it will be 2a plus 6d is equals to 49 into 2 by 7. That means 2a plus 6d equals to 14. Therefore a plus 3d equals to 7. So we will get a equals to 7 minus 3d. Okay, so a is equals to how much? 7 minus 3d. Let us solve this one according to the formula only. 17 by 2 2a plus 17 minus 1, that is 16d is equals to 289. 2a plus 16d is equals to 289 into 2 by 17. 17 17s are 289. So it will be 2a plus 16d is equals to 34. A plus 8d is equals to 17. Now put the value of a here. This is called substitution method. This is called substitution method. Getting the one variable from the first equation, putting it into the other. That is called substitution method. So we get here 5d is equals to 10, d is equals to 2. Okay. Since d is equals to 2, so what will be a? A will be equals to 7 minus 3 into 2, that is 1. So we have got a as 1. Okay. So what will be the sum of n terms then? It will be Sn. Okay. Formula is Sn equals to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. So you will get here n by 2. I will keep n as n only because I am finding the sum of n terms. So n by 2 into 2 into 1 plus n minus 1 into 2. Okay. You will get here n by 2, 2 plus 2n minus 2. Okay. So this 2 will be eliminated. So it will be n by 2 into 2n. You will get n square. So n square is our Sn here. Okay. So students, the sum of n terms is n square. So definitely I have just said before also that in order to find the summation of any n number of terms or any number of terms, like I have already said before that while finding Tn also, it's very important in AP to get A and D. Okay. So the first step for solving any question, most of the question in this chapter, is to find out A and D. Okay. So here also we have to find first A and then D, or D first and then A, and these two things we will be utilizing to get our final answer, which was asked here as sum of n terms, and here we got sum of n terms is n square. But before that we found D by solving these two equations, and then we got A, and then we use these two values to find the final answer. So students, let us move on to our next question. You can see I have taken question number 14 here. Find the sum of odd numbers between 0 and 50. Okay, so we have to find the sum of all the odd numbers which are there between 0 and 50. So what will be A here? Okay, taking the sequence of odd numbers between 0 and 50. What is the sequence? Sequence is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, dot 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 49, because 49 is the last odd number between 0 and 50. So what is A here? A is 1, D is 3 minus 1, which is 2. But I don't know what is this term actually. Which number of term is 49? So that we require to find first. So as 49 is the last term, we will take, okay, one more thing students, yes, we will take Tn as 49 only. Okay, so Tn is how much? 49. Get the value of n here. It will be A, that means 1 plus n minus 1 into D equals to 49. That is equals to 1 plus 2n minus 2 equals to 49. 2n is equals to 50. Therefore, what is n? N is 25. Okay, now we can get the sum of 25 terms, as because there are total 25 terms in this sequence. I will write now S25. That will be equals to 25 by 2 into A plus L. Okay, let us use this formula now. N by 2 into A plus L. So it will be 25 by 2. A is the first term 1, L is the last term 49. So it will be easier for you to solve. You can use the general formula also, that will also work here, but since this formula will give you the answer in a very easy steps, so I am using this. So it will be 25 by 2 into 50. So your answer will be 625. So that means the sum of all the odd numbers from 0 and 50 is 625. Let us move on to our next question. Students, yeah, here I have taken 60 number question. It's a very good question with respect to your daily life. A certain condition is given here, situation is given here, and then we have to find the answer. Okay, you can see here that a sum of rupees 700 is to be used to give 7 cash prizes to students of a school for their overall academic performance. Okay, so we have rupees total 700, and this 700 rupees is to be used for 7 prizes. Okay, if each prize is rupees 20 less than its preceding price, that means the difference between each and every prizes is rupees 20, then we have to find the value of each of the prizes. Okay, starting from the first prize, second prize, third prize, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh prize, we have to find the prices of all these 7 prizes, and the difference between all these prizes is rupees 20, and we have rupees 700 in total to purchase these 7 prizes. This means that what will be Sn then? Sn will be rupees 700, because what do you mean by Sn? Sn means, okay, I can write Sn instead of Sn, I can write S7, because I will be purchasing, I have to purchase 7 prizes. Okay, so the total cost of those 7 prizes is to be rupees 700. So this is Sn. Okay, and what is D? D is rupees 20, as because difference between each and every prizes is rupees 20. Okay, so we require to find all the cost of all the 7 prices. Okay, so according to the given condition, we can write S7 is equals to 7 by 2 2a plus 6d. Okay, so what is S7? It is 700, 7 by 2 2a plus 6 into d is how much? D is 20. Okay, I have taken d as 20. We have to take d as minus 20. Let us take minus 20. Why? Because if I am considering the first price will be the maximum one, second price will be rupees 20 less than the first price, third price will be rupees 20 less than the second price. So this is a decreasing sequence. Okay, so definitely d will be negative. Okay, so we will take d as negative here. So you will get here, it will be 700 into 2 by 7 is equals to 2a minus 120. That means it will be equals to 200 plus 120 is equals to 2a. 320 is equals to 2a. Therefore, first term is 160. Okay. So students, you can see we have got first term as 160. That means first price is the first term, that is T1, which is rupees 160. Okay. Second price will be equals to T2, which is equals to a plus d, which is equals to 160 minus 20. Okay, which is equals to rupees 140. Okay. Third price will be equals to T3 a plus 2d 160 minus 40 rupees 120. Fourth price will be equals to T4 a plus 3d 160 minus 60 rupees 100. Or you can directly subtract 20 from every numbers, you will get the next price. That also you can do. Fifth price will be equals to T5 a plus 4d 160 minus 80 rupees 80. Okay, so what is the sixth price? T6 equals to a plus 5d, that means 160 minus 5 into 20 100 rupees 60. And the last seventh price will be a plus 6d, that means 160 minus 120, which is rupees 40. So these are the successive prices. These are the cost of this all 7 prices. And if you add this all these prices, if you add this all these numbers, you will be getting the sum as rupees 700. By this way you can check your answers as well. So students, now I think you have understood this question. It's very easy. Let us move on to our next question. Okay students, I have selected question number 18 from exercise 5.3. I have written the question here and diagram is also here. What we are actually wanting to find here actually, see, a spiral is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternately at A, B, starting with center A of radii 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2 and so on, as shown in the figure. What is the total length of such a spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles? Now just students, pay your attention in this semicircle. You can see here, this is the first semicircle named as L1. This is the second semicircle named as L2. This is the third semicircle named as L3. This is the fourth semicircle named as L4. Similarly, there are total 13 semicircles. Okay, and we require to find the sum of the length of all these 13 semicircles. Okay, so first, for doing this question, we require to find L1. What is L1? L1 is the circumference of the first semicircle. So it will be equals to pi r. Okay, as because circumference is 2 pi r, semicircle, as it is semicircle, circumference will be only pi r. So it will be pi into 0.5. Why? Because the radius of the first semicircle, that means this one, is 0.5. What is L2? L2 will also, okay, let it be R1. It will be pi R2, that is pi into 1. What is L3? Pi R3, pi into 1.5. Okay, what is L for? Pi. R for pi into 2. That means the new sequence is pi 0.5, pi into 1, pi into 1.5, pi into 2, dot 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 up to 13 terms. Okay, so this is the new sequence. And students, one thing you have to know here, that is this sequence is also an AP. Now you will think like, why this? How can I understand that this is an AP? Then you have to listen to me very nicely. See, what was the radius? If I take a new sequence of radius, it will be 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5 and so on. Okay, so this is the sequence where all the numbers are the successive radius. Okay, you can see here this is already an AP because the difference between every successive terms is constant here, that is 0.5. Now there is a property of AP that if I multiply any sequence with any constant, okay, if I multiply any sequence with any particular constant, then the resultant new sequence will also be an AP itself. Okay, and that constant is pi here. Okay, as you can see, pi is common in every terms, so that sequence is pi. So pi, okay, so pi into 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5 dot dot dot. This will also be an AP only. Okay, so we have to find this answer. So let us find it. Let pi be common. So you can see this is AP. Let us find the value of this. So it will be pi into how much? 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, pi into n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so the total length will be how much? I have taken pi common, let the pi be outside only, and let us apply the formula of AP in this sequence. So it will be equals to pi into 13 by 2, because in question it is already said that we require to find the total circumference of 13 consecutive semicircles. So pi into 13 by 2, 2 into 0.5 plus 12 into 0.5. Why? Because the d is 0.5. You can see the difference between every successive terms is 0.5. So it will be equals to 22 by 7, as because pi we are asked to take 22 by 7 into 13 by 2, 2 into 0.5, 1 plus 12 into 0.5, 6. So it will be 22 by 7 into 13 by 2 into 7. Okay, if you do the calculation, it will be equals to 11 into 13, that is 143. So the total length of 13 consecutive semicircles is equals to how much? 143 centimeter. So students, you don't have to multiply this pi with every number here. You will get the answer definitely, but it will be a very big calculation. So what you do? Take pi common, okay, and then you will get a sequence of AP. Apply the formula of Sn for that particular AP, and then multiply the summation, the sum of that AP with pi. You will get the total length of 13 consecutive circles. Here you can see in the diagram where 4 consecutive circles are already 4 consecutive semicircles are already shown here, and the total length will be 143 centimeter, which is our answer. So students, today we went through few questions from exercise 5.3, and also I have explained you about the next and most important formula, that is Sn, sum of first n terms in an AP. Okay, so with this concept, I think you can solve the remaining questions from this exercise very easily, and few selected questions from this exercise will be appearing in the next slide, which you have to do as your classwork, okay, for your self practice. So students, I hope you all have understood. This is the last part of this chapter. where we have covered all the topics, almost all the topics, nothing is left, and through this you can also solve any questions in this chapter. So students, thank you very much.